Rev up your engines! Brand new Nissan Rogue. His wife's nuts about it. You know, I'm not nuts about Nissans, but I'm gonna honestly analyze this car to show you the new technology that it has, how it runs, and you can decide whether you want to buy one or not. It's a nice size SUV, and in this case, it's the top of the line. It's the Platinum all-wheel drive, and it's the VC Turbo. Now, what does VC Turbo mean? Well, I'm gonna show you. It means it says VC Turbo on the top. Okay, in all seriousness, it is a 3-cylinder engine. VC stands for variable compression, and turbo means it is a turbocharger. Variable compression works like this. A normal engine has a piston on a piston rod. It goes up and down the same all the time. The piston rods are articulated, and through hydraulics and electronics, they can change how high the pistons go. You can have like an 8-to-1 compression up to 14.1 compression. The more compression you get, obviously, you're getting a little more oomph, power, pushing it down with that extra pressure. The computer decides when it's gonna use one versus the other. It's a very complex system. They've been working on these things for ages. They've had them out a little while with a 4-cylinder. This is the first one with a 3-cylinder engine. When you combine the variable compression with a turbocharger, you can get good gas mileage and an awful lot of power out of a tiny little engine. So this thing puts out 201 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque. That means it accelerates quite well. Now, it does have a CVT transmission. You know what I say about Jatco transmissions, but this is actually a completely redesigned one. It has like 30% less friction in it. They get good gas mileage for an SUV. He gets 35 miles a gallon driving this thing around. That does show you that things haven't changed that much, because our 2007 Matrix gets 37. Now, it's smaller than this. This weighs more, and this is all-wheel drive. If you're really into gas mileage more, get the 2-wheel drive. Most people really don't need it. My mother lived in Buffalo. She had a Toyota Corolla front-wheel drive. Didn't even put snow tires on the thing, and it still worked. So, if you don't need it, you want to get a little bit better gas mileage with less complexity, don't get the all-wheel drive. But if you want it, they've been making it for quite some time. Now, the only qualm I have against these are that is very, very, very high technology. Of course, everything eventually breaks. So when this breaks, I doubt if anyone will know how to fix them. But this guy got a pretty good deal. He bought it in Poughkeepsie, New York. He didn't have to pay anything extra, and that dealer offers a lifetime, unlimited mileage powertrain warranty. If this crazy variable compression engine with all these fulcrums inside it, flying all over the place, computers operating them, CVT, Jatco transmission, if it ever breaks, they gotta fix it for free. Now, it'll be interesting to see if it does break down on him, because he normally gets rid of his cars, keeps them maybe 5-6 years. The longest he had a car was the last one before this for his wife, where he had a Nissan Murano, and he got 130,000 miles on it. The only thing that broke was the microphone inside the dash for talking. He had good luck with that Murano. A lot of people don't, but he did. This has this lifetime powertrain warranty on it at this dealer. I don't know how many dealers give something like that, but that'd certainly give you peace of mind. And like I said, he didn't have to pay for it. If you remember, the guy came with that Jeep pickup truck last year, and it had a diesel engine. And I said, you know, those are Italian diesel engines. He says, yeah, I know. Series 1 had problems, Series 2 had problems, but this is Series 3. And I said, well, 2 out of 3, I don't know. Let's hope yours isn't bad. Now, he had to pay $1,000, but he paid for 100,000 mile engine warranty on it. With that Italian diesel engine, that was probably a really smart move, because generation 1 and 2, I've seen tons of guys have to have the engines replaced in them. And sometimes the replacement engines weren't very good either, because they were just broken Italian diesels that they'd fixed and put them in, and some of them, the day they got them back, oil's leaking out because they didn't even seal the gaskets right. So, you don't want to get involved in that, but at least with this, he's not going to have to worry. He says his wife likes it so much, she might keep it more than their usual 5 years. Hey, there's no worries there, as long as the dealership stays in business. And in this case, they've been in business for 50, 60 years, he said, so I doubt that they're going out of business anytime soon. There's a lot of money involved in making these cars. Look at Kia and Hyundai, the Korean car manufacturers they're not very fond of, right? They just admitted this year they got to spend $2 billion replacing engines in their cars. That's a lot of money, right? So, if this thing does go bad, hey, he's got a warranty on it. He doesn't have to worry about it. This is the Platinum, which is top of the line. As we look inside, and if you look at the VIN number, you know what J stands for? If you don't know, you should. It means it was made in Japan. And let's face it, the Japanese build the best vehicles that they sell in Japan. My screaming Yamaha here, it was made in Japan. It still revs like a monster. Even take this old Mercedes that's 31 years old. It's made in Deutschland and it's still running great. As for the ones made in Alabama, well, let's just say, who lost the Civil War? Now, being a Platinum Edition, it's got everything. Beautiful wheels, bigger tires. We go inside. Now, it's beautifully appointed. It looks like you're inside a Gazelle or something, no? And there's all this room. It's got the dual sunroofs, you know, everything everybody wants. It's got a great screen, too. We'll turn it on so we can see it. Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Look, it's telling you it gives all your information to Nissan for various purposes. But it was so fast I couldn't read the whole thing, you know, like one of those contracts, which in the end says, yes, we have the right to your firstborn child, and we get options on the second one. Oh, the usual. And it's a nice screen. It's a good size. It doesn't go up too high and block any vision. And the coloration really goes in with the rest of the dash. And it's got a really cool tachometer, speedometer. Look at that. Ooh, space age. We got space age stuff going here. And a nice small steering wheel. And they're all doing this. They're putting a little flat point on the bottom. Kind of make it like a race car. Look, you can change the screen. You can do all kinds of stuff on it. Showing you how the variable compression's working, how the turbo's working. I mean, it's quite an interesting car. Now, he's only got 6,900 miles on it. He hasn't had any problems with it yet. Like I say, the one worry that I have about this would be the variable compression. It's a 3-cylinder, first time they made it. Very complex. And the new CVT, which of course is a Jatco CVT transmission, but it's redesigned. Only like I said, hey, the guy's not taking any chances. Where he bought it in Poughkeepsie, they said you got a lifetime powertrain warranty, so he really didn't have to worry about it. I mean, the most he ever kept a Nissan was 130,000 miles, and that was the Murano his wife had before this, so he's not complaining about it. He gets bored with cars, he said. He wants a different one because he's bored. Me, I'm bored with spending money, so I'll drive a 30-year-old car. I just don't care. Now, this is the loaded Platinum version. Out the door, he paid $42,000 for the car. Now, if you saw, I made a video on the Nissan Kicks the other day. That was a $19,000 car. So you get two of those for one of these. Much faster, much roomier, a lot better looking inside than an Econo box was. They both get you down the road, but you really can't compare these in terms of how they drive, how they look, and basically how you feel inside. You don't feel like you're in an Econo box. Look at all the room, and it's got all the features you'd possibly want. The steering wheel's heated. Yeah. The front seats are heated. Hey, the back seats are heated too. So your passengers in the back don't get ripped off. Into the back seats. Let's climb in there. Now, he's a big guy, and he's got the seat back really far. But it's still not even touching my knees. I got long legs. They're very comfortable. This is a real nice armrest they got in the middle. These seats, they're leather, but they're really padded well. They're very comfortable. And, of course, it's got the air conditioning and heat. You can heat the seats electronically. You can adjust it yourself back here. You got various plugs for phones or USB, whatever you want to plug in. And they got nice little pockets you can store stuff in. You know what's going to end up in there? Nothing. Dirty honkers. It's going to be full of dirty honkers. Luxury car. Got the self-openers and closers. And you can see, you got a lot of nice space. And I love these so people don't know what you have in your trunk. So they don't break your windows to steal somebody's purse or something. You got to have one of these. And of course, when you put the seats down, you can carry a lot of stuff in this. It's long. You can even carry long boards if you want to stick it all the way to the front windshields. I've done that before. And you're not going to believe this. We go under here. It's got a spare tire, but look. It's a full-size spare tire. It's not one of those little tiny donut jobs. It's an actual tire. You can lock it. You can open it from here. I mean, these things are well thought out. It opens itself, but if you have your key in your hand, you can do that old one that Ford started. You can kick under here. There it goes. It didn't like my kick. I had to go left-footed here. Look, there's my hometown, Niagara Falls. There it is. Kind of a crappy rendition of it, if you ask me. The water looks better than that. So let's take it for a spin, see how it goes. Now, I guess they think people are stupid. Push brake and start switch. Well, we all know that. I mean, we're not that dumb. Starts right up. Roll the window up. It's got nice automatic windows. And, of course, it's got lane departure. There's a little arrow that's in there for lane departure. It goes out and starts flashing at you. See, it's got the cool backup camera where not only does it have a wide angle, but it shows you from the top too. So you don't have to worry about running into the Mercedes that's next to you. This driveway's a stinker to get out of the way it's curved, so hey, I gotta say, I should get this for my wife's car. She backs the car up, turns it around, goes forward.
My wife does too.
Ball is in the air. I mean, look at this. It shows you everything with a really good picture, not just some stinking little one. It's really well done, I gotta say. Now, it's basically a mid-sized SUV, so it's reasonably high up in the air. I can go over this bump without having to come to a complete stop. And we're not gonna step on the gas till we get out of my neighborhood. So I don't get yelled at. Now, it's got a great Bose sound system, which you're not gonna turn on because then it'll play music and somebody will claim money out of my YouTube videos because I use their music, so. We won't turn it on, but it does sound fantastic. Like the heads-up speedometer, you know, so you can see how fast you're going, 12, 10. It really is handy, so you don't have to take your eye off the road. You can see it, but your passenger can't. So your wife doesn't know how fast you're going. So here we go. Let's see what this whoa, this three-cylinder engine has some balls to it. I gotta say, I am shocked. It's the combo of the turbo and the variable compression engine. Very complex stuff, but step on the gas, it starts to go. There's no turbo lag in this baby. Now, it does have a Nissan cruise control system that it can steer for itself too. I mean, it's not self-driving, but really none of them are actually completely self-driving. I have to say, this is a pretty high-tech savvy car. Nissan calls it ProPilot Assist. Hey, it works pretty good for what it is, you know? And of course, it's got the modern everything, so as you can see, we're speeding. The speed limit's 25, and we're doing 26 now. Uh-oh, the police are gonna come get us. Now, we'll step on the gas and feel the transmission. And see, it acts like it's shifting. It doesn't have gears, but they figured out how to program these things, so it feels like a normal car. See how it goes up and down just like a normal car does. And if these things hold up, only time will tell because it's a new design. It's a great technological feature and it makes it feel normal. We just have to see what happens. Hopefully he'll have it 5 years from now and it won't break at all. But then again, he doesn't really care because he'd get a new transmission free anyway. Hey, I gotta say that the technology, it's working now and it's fun to drive. Nissan always made fun to drive cars. Of course, the driving position, you're nice and high. You get a good view. The windows are all set up quite well. The side view mirrors are huge. You really get a good view of all of them. You're not going to be surprised by anything. And what the owner finds great is when his wife's driving a car, if you get too close to somebody front or back, the car actually stops itself so you don't whack any pedestrians. Now, that's something that's definitely worthwhile. So here's a non-diehard Nissan fan saying, seems to be a pretty good car. I would really question, how long is this three-cylinder VC turbo gonna last? The newly designed CVT transmission, how much is that gonna last? But the owner doesn't care because he's got a lifetime unlimited mileage warranty on the engine and the transmission. Now, from the dealership's perspective, I can understand it because a lot of people that listen to me or listen to anybody who understands mechanics is going to say, this is a phenomenal technological advancement to make the pistons go up and down different lengths. Let's face it, costs a lot of money to build these things and nobody knows how long they're really going to last. That's the thing. They're the only people that are really doing it. You don't see Toyota doing it, you don't see Honda doing it. And the main reason they're not doing it is because the promised better gas mileage didn't really come out. They thought they were going to get 20-30% better gas mileage with that system. And they're getting like maybe 4%. It didn't make all that much difference. It's kind of like if you remember back in the day when the Wankel engine was in the Mazdas and they had the Mazda Cosmo. Some of those things got like 7 miles a gallon. The Wankel rotary engine, small, puts out a ton of power, but they're extremely inefficient, so they never made it. Well, this is extremely complex, and it does get good gas mileage, but that giant level of technology costs so much money to build, and we don't still know how long it's gonna last, that nobody else has picked up on this yet. They're not really sold on it. We'll see what happens with this. Maybe this will be a wave of the future, or maybe it'll be like the Wankel engine, and it'll be in a few cars here or there, but it'll be an oddball thing that, well, that was interesting, we tried that, now maybe we'll try something else. Who knows? But he doesn't have to worry, so he doesn't care. When he gets his oil changed there, they give him a free rental car. Well, he gets his oil changed, his car's worked on, right? So if it did break, now, as long as you got transportation, you're not worried about it. It is fascinating technology. I'll give them that. It's very complex. I don't think anybody would be able to fix it if it finally breaks down. If you like technology, you're a Star Wars fan, hey, you'll probably be enamored with this thing. Time will tell how they hold up. They sure are fun to drive now, I'll say that much. Nissan Titan pickup trucks, what is up with them? They're not making them anymore. You're going to find out with this more than you probably ever wanted to know about them, so you can make a logical choice if you were thinking about getting one. Last year, they sold 16,000 something of them in the United States, and they say they're not going to make them anymore, and guess what they say they're going to do? Now, we don't know if this is ever going to happen, but they say they're going to shut the American factory down, and they're going to tool it up, and in 2 years they're going to be making electric vehicles there, fully electric vehicles. Let's see, this is 2024 now. Let's see if you're watching this video 2 years from now, will it actually happen, or will it fall apart like a bunch of electric vehicle manufacturers are? Who knows, but that's what they claim. Now, they got big V8 engines, they got a lot of power, their transmissions are a little bit on the weak side. He was fooling around with a four-wheel drive, he told me, and it started clicking and making noises, but under warranty, Nissan replaced the valve body. It did go out, and he admitted he was kind of screwing around with it, but they can tow a lot. They can tow up to 11,000 something pounds. Now, there's only one problem with that. He bought this used in Arizona. He got like 22 miles a gallon, driving it back to Connecticut. Well, I got another customer with the same exact truck, and he regularly tows an 8,000 pound RV trailer. When he does, he gets 8 miles a gallon. Now, they're gas hogs when you're pulling weights. They can pull the weight, but they're gonna use a lot of gas. But I got a customer in Tennessee who owns one. He used to own 2 of these Titans, right? And he ran a business pulling heavy trailers, 10, 11,000 pounds, moving stuff around for people, right? And he loved his Titans. He said they never broke down. You don't even feel the weight as you're driving with that big trailer in the back, but he didn't like the gas mileage. So he made a real big mistake. He got rid of one of his Titans and he bought a used 2500 diesel GM. Paid a lot of money for it, and it had like 190,000 miles. Within 20,000 miles, it started to fall apart. And it's bad enough that it fell apart on him, but here's the kicker. He got 9 miles a gallon with the diesel GM. It didn't make that much difference. When you're pulling a heavy load with a big pickup truck, you're gonna get crap gas mileage. That's just the way that it goes. Now, as we look under the hood, big old V8 engine, they're very strong, reliable engines. Now, they even tried various configurations to try to boost their sales. They were putting Cummins diesel engines in, a few of them, and some of them had Aisin transmissions, but they kind of failed. People just didn't particularly like them for some reason. Not bad trucks, and they can hold up and pull a lot of weight. It's just they never made a sales mark. They had problems, little problems here and there, but nothing really outrageous. It was just that Nissan, let's face the facts, they're not really a big truck company. They got involved, they started making small trucks a long time ago, those old Nissan hard body pickups, little things, bulletproof, could run forever, but Nissan's made so many mistakes, they just aren't a big truck company. They don't know how to market it. And for one example, the owners thought, oh, okay, the license plate goes here. The sensors for his intelligent cruise controller under there, now he can't use his cruise control. You gotta buy a special bracket to put it down here so it doesn't block the sensors. And then, of course, hey, you know that plate's gonna get knocked off when you're driving down the road. Now, if you live in a state like I do, Tennessee, and they don't have front license plates, I guess you don't care. But a lot of states have front license plates, and these idiots didn't even think of that. Now, he thinks it's noisy, so we're gonna start up and listen to it. Now, that's basically the noise that these things make, because the modern vehicles have so many high pressure systems in them, the fuel injectors and stuff. It used to be that they wouldn't make any noise at all. If you listen to my wife's 2001 Lexus, it still doesn't make any noise. These things are relatively noisy, but there's nothing wrong with this. Problem is, see, he also owns an older 2010 with the more basic system, and it doesn't make the noise, so there's nothing wrong with this. It's just that the older ones are quieter. But on the other hand, his 2010, he's lucky if he gets 10 miles a gallon baby in it, and that's not pulling any trailers or anything. So you can see one of the reasons they weren't that popular. They are gas hoggy. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But like I said, all big trucks are gas hogs. You don't like that noise, but that's just the fuel injectors. That's the noise that these things make. It's pretty well set up. There's room to work on it if you really need it. And it's got all the modern stuff, ABS and all that. And as we go inside, we'll take a look. Really nice black interior. Quite a bit of room. Not as much as a Ford F-150, but they still have quite a bit of room. The old door slam, see if it sounds solid. Sounds pretty solid to me. He's got the key, so it says no key detected, but it's a nice setup. Speedometer tach. Got your usual controls. Free speed control. Four-wheel drive, so you can go two-wheel drive. Four-wheel high, four-wheel low, just by pushing it. Very easy. It's push start. I'm not a fan of that, but hey, they're almost all going that way. Check it out. It's pretty new. Still has a real parking brake. Hey, not an electric one. I'll give them kudos for that. And you can see here, you got power knockoffs. And when we put in gear, thing idles like a dream. And you can see for towing, it's even got tow mode. It's actually pretty well set up. A gigantic armrest. You can put all kinds of stuff in here. Hello down there. But let's get the old scan tool out and check it out. And here we go. We'll unlock it. It already automatically detected it. So we'll do standalone diagnostics. You can see it picks it up fast. There's the VIN. We'll get the information. It is North American Titan A61 2023 of the VIN number. We can do a big topology scan, so here we go. And while it's going, we'll just start looking around. The heaters keep me nice and warm. Dual heat control. I mean, it's a decent truck. It's big. It's got a lot of space. It's very comfortable. It's easy to reach all the dials. And it has dials, not just all this push button crap. Now it's got 10 trouble codes, but I can see already sonar and stuff. These codes are because the license plate is covering up the sonar. I can't wait to read them. Here's 8 of them here. It's going to give us all kinds of stuff because it's blocked. You can't see anything, right? Sensor, all these sensors, right? Because it's blocking them. So we'll just back that up, look at the rest. Got a laser code, same thing. It's blocking the laser thing, so we'll see what that says. And here we go. Radar blocked. It knows it's blocked. Okay. Wow, it's intelligent. Multi-AV. And that trouble code says the head unit has a problem. I mean, this is working so far, but let's face the facts. Everybody today's got a cell phone. The GPS and stuff on these are so much better than the junk that the dealerships have and the manufacturers. Just use your cell phone and connect it there. They make you generally pay for updates as they get older. Hey, the updates on your phone are free. Live data for engine. We'll do all signals. And we'll start out, remember, black's good, red is bad. Gotta look through it, see what's going on. I mean, he's getting 22 miles a gallon on the highway. That's as good as these things are gonna get, so I don't expect any problems. Valve timing is good. And look, air fuel adjustment. It's only subtracting 4 100ths or 1 100th. It's almost running perfect. Expect that, because I mean, he bought this thing used, but it's only got 35,864 miles on it. Just whip through the rest of the data. Everything's black so far. Nothing looks odd. I wouldn't expect anything to look odd with this small amount of mileage on it. And hey, it's a big truck. It's 4-wheel drive, but for a 4-wheel drive truck, it's got a reasonably smooth ride to it. We'll see how it takes off when we get to the top of the hill. Here we go. Let's floor it and see what this thing can do. Definitely has pickup. You can hear that V8 engine. Shifting smooth as silk. A lot of power. They're nice trucks. I don't know. They just never sold. People that I have who own them, use them as work trucks, they like the trucks, and they don't care about the lower gas mileage because it's a work truck. It's a business expense. I mean, they do tend to hold up quite well. The only problem is Nissan obviously doesn't know how to market the things. I mean, they only sold a few thousand of them last year, 16,000 or so, and at one point they had sold 80-something thousand. It's just bad marketing from a company that's not known for making good stuff. They just created their own problems. So if you were thinking about buying a big pickup truck and you're looking at the Nissan Titans, hey, it may not be that bad of an idea. You can get a better price because they don't compete with Ram and Dodge and Chevy with all their bells and whistles and magic tailgates. This has a tailgate that opens and closes with your hand, you know? Do you really need all that crap? No, you don't. Shame they're not going to be making it anymore, but Nissan's made so many mistakes over the past 3 decades, it could make your head spin. You're paid off when you go and look at these new Fords and Chevys loaded that are $80,000, $91,000. Maybe look at one of these. If you want a new one, you got to hurry up because they're not making them after this year. They won't make them at all. They're stopping the production. At least that's what they said, because as I said, they say they're going to make that factory into an electric vehicle with battery electric cars and trucks. Maybe that will never happen. Who the heck knows? With politics, with Trump and Elon Musk, who knows what's going to happen with electric cars? You got one guy on one side, one guy on the other, but they're working together. Who knows? But not bad trucks, and you can get a decent price for them because they're not as popular as the other trucks for reasons that sometimes just amaze me. Get the same gas mileage those other ones do, can pull 10, 11,000 pounds like the other ones do. Nice looking truck, but it just doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the Americans want. So, hey, if you're not a bell and whistle guy, you might want one of these. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.